Yo, my YouTube family, what's going on? So this is going to be a real quick video. Obviously, recently I downloaded Luna as it recently just dropped. And let me know if any of you guys have downloaded. I know some of you guys have because I've talked to some of you guys on Instagram. But I've been messing with it a little bit. I've got my pros and cons, and I'm going to do a video on what I like about it, what I dislike about it. But this morning I was mixing a record, and I wanted to see what it would be like to mix it in Pro Tools, which is that's the language I speak. That's what I'm comfortable in. I'm fast in Pro Tools. I mixed the record in Pro Tools, but I wanted to print the stems and export those and put those into Luna and just test out some of the features that they've got as far as like the tape emulation. I've already got the Studer plugin, and from what I've heard so far, I like the way that sounds inside of Luna and the way that they integrate it, and how it's like all your tracks hitting the tape simultaneously. That's a hard word to say. Simultaneously, and how it impacts the tape, how it sounds, how it saturates, and also combining that with the Neve summing. So I wanted to see what the tracks that I mixed in Pro Tools, print those with all the effects, and then run those through that tape and that Neve summing in Luna and just see what it sounds like. So I also did all of my mix bus processing inside of Luna. So I'll talk to you guys through like my mix bus chain, what I've been rocking with nowadays. But this is really gonna be just like me turning on and off the tape so you guys can hear the difference. I did send off the mix this morning, and my guy did rock with the mix, so obviously it did something right. I like the way it sounded. This is like a real muddy type of track. My dude just kept telling me he wants it to sound muddy, which is like the opposite of what you think of as an engineer, but it worked out. And I think the tape emulation and the Neve summing played a role in that. So you'll get a sense of like the track, how it was, and it was clean. It was a really clean mix. But I did that on purpose, just knowing I was gonna bring it into Luna and see what that felt like. So yeah, we're gonna hop into the box. I don't want to talk you guys through it too much just because I'm still trying to like get my feet wet inside of Luna and like determine, you know, how much I really like it, and things like that, you know, and could I get this same vibe in Pro Tools and whatever. So but yeah, I wanted to show this to you guys, and then I'm gonna drop another video next week just kind of talking about the pros and cons, what I think about it, if I'm gonna be using it more or full time or what. So yeah, let's hop in the box. All right, so this record is called Save Me by an artist named Benny Woods, and my guy is a dope artist, dope producer, and yeah, I had the pleasure of mixing this record. So I mixed it completely in Pro Tools, exported the stems, and brought them into Luna. What I'm gonna do right now is just play you the stems. I do have them running through my mix bus chain, which has a few plugins on it, and I'll go through that here in just a minute. But I just wanna play you exactly how it sounded coming out of Pro Tools. His vision for the record and his word to describe the sound that he wanted was muddy. So inside of Pro Tools, I went for like a aggressive feel, added distortion to the vocals, things of that nature, but it's also pretty clean. And I left it that way knowing that I was going to export the stems and test out Luna. And so what I'm going to do first is just load in the tape emulation so you guys can hear what that sounds like, and kind of get a feel of why I left it so clean and what this is doing to it. So hopefully you can hear that. It definitely gives it just more like bump in the bottom end. It makes it feel just fatter. It rolls off some of that high-end shine, that pristine feel that was there in the mix, right? But it rolls some of that off and just gives it more weight and just like aggression, right? Just more saturation, and kind of gets me more in the vibe that I was hoping to get to. For the tape plugin, I'm using the Studer plugin, and you can kind of hear what it does to the entire vibe of the song, with everything driving into that. And then you can control the saturation of each track that you want, if you want it more saturated, less saturated, or whatever the case may be. But it's cool to see how you can control the individual levels of each track going into the tape, and how hard you want to push it and saturate it and things of that nature. Another feature I like is that with the presets, you can select the preset that you want. That'll affect all of the tracks. With Luna, it's pretty cool because they try to make it quick. They try to make things efficient. So basically, any track that you have highlighted, any processing that you do, whether it's moving a fader or affecting the preset of the tape emulation or whatever the case may be, it affects every track that you have highlighted. So you don't have to group them or anything like that. So it makes it really quick when you just want to make a quick change, like changing the preset of the tape or whatever the case may be. I don't even know what preset I went with. Yeah, it's just a random preset, but I just went through, selected different ones, see how it affected the sound, and I chose the one that I liked the most. So the Studer, I believe, don't quote me, I believe it was free for me just because I already had the plugin. I'm not sure if it's a free extension or not. One thing that caught me off guard, I'm not gonna lie to you, is the Neve summing. I'm gonna be straight up, it costs $2.99. I haven't bought it, I'm demoing it right now. And you're gonna hear the difference it makes to the sound, whether you think it's worth $2.99 or not. But I could tell you, when UA was promoting this product, this platform, I thought that the Neve summing was a feature that was already included. Now, on one hand, it's like, okay, Luna's free, so I can't really be too mad that the Neve summing, emulation costs money. But at the same time, that's kind of how it was promoted, and that was like the big thing that I was looking forward to with this platform, and the big thing I was really looking forward to trying. So I'm still trying to make up my mind on how I feel about that. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is play the record going through the Neve now, so you guys can hear what that sounds like. So the big thing I notice is just the additional clarity and depth and just overall dimension that you feel, the separation that you feel between the elements of the record, even just the vocal and the reverb, and feeling that space that it feels like with the reverb sitting behind the vocal, and just the space that it puts around it. You can clearly, at least in my ears, I can clearly hear that additional space and separation. And another thing that's really cool about the plugin is just, it still feels, even when you push it hard, it still feels dynamic, but it just feels it's like rounding off some of the transients, and it just feels like, I was talking to my homie Darcy, and he said it perfectly. It feels like the most transparent soft clipper ever, and I can't word it any better than that, because that's literally how it feels. So you could really drive the summing emulation, and it sounds good. Like the more you drive it, the better it sounds. It's kind of crazy. And I've used other emulation plugins, summing emulation plugins, and I don't feel that just that separation and being able to push it hard without it feeling squashed or like it's just like taking the life out of it. So definitely I applaud you, UA, but $299, it caught me off guard. Yeah, so it's dope. I mean, it's a dope platform. I can't lie to you. There's a few little things that feel like there's a few things that make me feel faster in Luna, but then there's other things that and really important and crucial things that make me feel slow in Luna. And you know, something as simple as like the smart tool, like whatever tool your cursor is when you're moving the mouse. In Pro Tools, I can select that with key commands, and I'm really fast with it. I hate, like in Logic, where you have to scroll to a certain section of the waveform for the little tool to switch up. I hate that. To me, that's super slow, and I like being able to control that. Or even just going back and forth from the mix window to the edit window. With my left hand, I've got a key command set up in Pro Tools where I can do that with my left hand, because I hate taking my hand off the mouse to do that. And in Luna, you have to take your hand off the mouse. So it's just little things that like mess up my vibe when I'm mixing. And for whatever reason, and I could be wrong, but you can't edit the key commands. You can't change them however you want. And to me, that's a mistake. Like, people are coming from different DAWs, and everyone has their own key commands and the way that they work. And to me, any DAW should be able to allow you to tweak it and edit it to make it comfortable to use. So that's something I wish that they had. But I don't want to make this a pros and cons of Luna, because I want to save that. But those are just a couple things. Hopefully you guys like this video. Again, I'm still trying to get a feel for Luna, but I do like the tape emulation. I do like the Neve summing. I'm kind of mad that it's $299 with the thousands of dollars I've spent on the two interfaces I've got, the satellite that I've got, all the plugins that I've got. I thought I was getting the free DAW with the tape emulation and the Neve summing. That's, to me, how it was marketed, but it is what it is, man. I mean, if you rock with it, you're gonna get it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is, not a big deal. But yeah, I'm gonna be back with another vlog on Monday. Got some mixes to do this weekend, so I'm gonna take you guys through that and just like family time and Kendrick, and get you guys all caught up. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. If you dig the video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and I'm gonna catch you guys on Monday. Peace.